go with the staring shit. I hate y'all. Like, I really do. I hate you so bad.
So, since y'all are so fond of the story times, we back with another one. So, y'all.
What are you staring at? Like, why are y'all staring at me? I hate you, bitches. Fucking weird.
So, they hotboxing the room. The room fogged up. I'm talking about they blowing it down. Now, mind you, the hotel had like a big window that you like you click it and then
I don't want
push it
y'all
out. It's
looking
not one
at
of those
me
you
because
lift
y'all
up
are
on.
weird.
It's one of those that you push out. So once you push it out, we was kind of like on the beach. So once you push it out, you can see like the water and stuff like that. Real fancy shit. Y'all at this fancy ass hotel, blowing it down, smoking this. Ooh, child. So me being me, most of y'all know me. Some of y'all might not, because this video about to reach a lot of people that don't know me. But
Hi.
I have a tendency to sometimes have a very foul mouth, you know? I have a tendency to sometimes to say things when I shouldn't be saying things, but I'm just saying it anyway because it's just me and I don't care. Nobody not gonna whoop my ass. I'm that type of person. I'm growing out of it, but I'm that type of person, right? I said, I push the window. Now the fog is fogged up so much that I see the coke swirling in the air, bitch. I'm about to get contact. I see the coke swirling in the air, right? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I still got on this hospital bed. I was in the hospital yesterday, child. I got something wrong with my esophagus. I can't swallow my food right. I be choking when I'm swallowing my food. I forgot all about this.
What are y'all staring at with y'all weird, ugly ass?
The coke is in the air. They got it, you know what they say, put it in the air. They got it in the air. The whole room circulating with smoke. But it's coke. I smell the boom. Of course, like my parents was on drugs, so I know I never did it. But my parents was on drugs, so I know the motherfucking coke circulating in the air. So I said, just like this, I said, you smoking? I don't know about. I can't remember. I said you.
Family proof your family with Life 360.
There's power in the word no. At University of Phoenix, there's no application fee. Entrance.
Fuck, man, look. Y'all boy, they gon' kill you. You better stop listening. Tell them niggas, fuck them, man. Ain't none that I ain't scared of them. How you talking shit when they ain't die about your cousin? Cordo got no filter, and he say that they gon' fuck with him. Clean up on I.O. Nigga, let that chop blow. Nigga, let that stick go. Nigga, know that's my smoke. He got me a bitch that's India. That be Yoko. Posted with that stick like Indians. They want my soul. Post about it. Bitch, I got like 30 million on my mind gone. And I'm gon' be rich inside my casket once my time gone. I'm bumping whiskey, turned up with some groupies. Why ain't my home? Why you drop that whack ass song? Pussy bitch, you should've known. Dad said me leave it alone. But I'm like, man, fuck them niggas. Used to fuck with Gucci till I seen he like them pussy niggas. Mama know I'm ruthless, talking stupid, make me bust a nigga. They know I'm on house arrest, so they feel like they official. Kill you, then I take your whistle. God know I don't like you niggas. Feds wanna lock a nigga up, cause he her baby nigga. Bitch don't burn my baby mama up, she richer than your nigga. Every nigga did a feature with you, slam out to get him. Set him up, that punter nigga. Field goal, one more. Now I keep that 9 with me, and like that you don't know. Baby with me, 4 PF, 4 poles, fine. Want me for the dot, till that pussy cross that line. I'm no fucking man, tell him free bye-bye. This my evil twin, nigga, bouncing on his tippy toes when he creeping in. He get drug tested, but still on dog description came in. I be spent up with my baby mamas, I ain't got no fucking friends. He got Rose, my boy Clan, he got Maybach and Rainbow. He got Billy
Can y'all get off my live? Get off of here. I don't want to see you on here. Like, all you gotta do is stare at me like you fucking stupid. Then y'all just be looking stupid. Like, y'all dumb as fuck. You look like shit.
I know, another ad. But what if this ad, like literally this exact ad, could make you 50 or 100?
Alright, let's try this again. My computer conked out on me. It looks like there was a power glitch. Alright, kids. This week we're talking about magic and masturbation. A forbidden topic. I've gotten a few inquiries about this. Some of them get blocked by the YouTube algorithm, but they go into a special file, like held for review or something like that. So I don't know what it is about those messages that YouTube is blocking, but hopefully it's not the word masturbation, because then I won't be able to publish this video. I don't know. Usually when people talk about drug use, that can sometimes get blocked, but I've never seen it block sexual references before, except maybe this one. So maybe if it seems like porn, you know, YouTube will try to block it. I don't know, so we'll find out. All right, let's start with the question: can masturbation make you go blind? No, of course not. But masturbation itself is a sort of blind in magic. So yeah, people say, oh yeah, you can use masturbation to stimulate sexual energy, and then sort of use it to destroy an old reality and create a new reality, or to, you know, use it to get what you want. Aleister Crowley was famous for, you know, turning to sex magic as a means of trying to manifest your heart's desire, and by masturbating, apparently, or by having sex with someone. Obviously, it's more convenient for people to masturbate to raise sexual energy. Because if you're trying to raise sexual energy with somebody, it's like, what are you doing? That's so weird. So here's the blind. This is a quote from Lama Thupten Yeshe. This is a man, and he's sort of using a little trick here. It looks like he is, you know, speaking out for the empowerment of women, and so yeah, it's not the man who enters the woman, but it's the woman who enters the man. Like the woman has the upper hand, right? No, it's not really what he's saying. But of course, he's kind of playing around with that. The actual thing he's referring to here has nothing to do with the woman penetrating the man, like with a strap on or anything like that. All right, and we'll get to what he actually means by that. All right, so don't worry, guys. You don't need to be penetrated by women, all right? Unless you want to be. Well, first let's talk about semen retention, because I get.
Why do I have to tell you what I'm watching? Like, why? Why? Like, I don't understand. You can't find it, so what the fuck I'm telling you for?
Taoist practice of retaining semen. Biologically, scientifically, there really isn't any evidence that I can see that supports the idea of.
Like, y'all wasn't saying nothing before. Don't say shit now that you see I'm watching the video. Like, what?
Not really. However, anecdotally, something's going on, okay? And I think I know what it is, because I've heard a number of theories about it. If you think the way our instincts work, first of all, women tend to be attracted to men who are powerful and wealthy. And women are not so visually oriented. A man doesn't necessarily need to be super handsome. That helps. but more so, he needs to be powerful and wealthy. You know, taller than her, bigger than her. Like, I just won't date a man who's shorter than me. I can't stand it. You know, that kind of stuff, right? And of course, being attracted to a guy with a loud rumbling car, that's kind of an old thing, right? The car being a symbol of his power and his status. Okay, now for men are more visually oriented and pretty much are looking for a woman who has the traits that show that she won't die in childbirth and that she can also produce enough milk to nurse the offspring, which means wide hips normally and large breasts, large enough breasts anyway, and other signs of health, like full head of hair, you know, things like that, right? Now, because of these sort of instincts, men, when they are young and unproved or unproven, they need to amass wealth in order to attract women. So they put forth a lot of effort to get successful and have enough money to in order to basically go to the parents and say, can I marry your daughter? And they just look at his finances and his connections and say, okay, I guess you're powerful enough to take care of her, right? Now what happens is sort of instinctively, if a man is addicted to pornography and masturbates a lot, he's kind of signaling his body to say that I've already made it. I don't need to try. I don't need to make lots of money. Okay, because pretty much this pornography is signaling his body, saying that you're already surrounded by several wives who are, and you are inseminating them on a regular basis, so you've already made it. You don't need to try. All right. So that's a really interesting theory, and it seems to be there seems to be some truth to it. Another theory is that it simply doesn't have anything to do with.
Designed for authors and creators like you, Lulu's order import tool lets you place multiple book orders to different addresses in just
semen retention. Okay, there's not much energy in semen, really. There's a lot of mitochondria in semen, which do generate energy. So when a man is full up, when he has retained a lot of semen, he hasn't ejaculated in a while. It seems like there's energy in the scrotum, like there's static electricity. You can sort of feel that tingling going on, and it kind of wants to be let out. That sort of antsy feeling, so yes, that could very well be the mitochondria in the semen, who are basically creating a static electric charge. Who knows? However, other cells in the body, like nerve cells, have a lot more mitochondria than the semen do. They can generate a lot more energy than semen because they have to generate the activity of the nervous system, which is like electrical. That's more electricity really than a sperm needs to swim or navigate and to fight off other rival sperm. Okay, so and it doesn't take a lot of energy to manufacture semen either. It takes some, obviously. Okay, the other activities require a lot more energy, simply bodily movement and working out at the gym, and thinking takes quite a lot of energy. The brain, for higher brain functions, consumes a ton of energy, actually, much more than it takes to make sperm. So anyway, self-pleasuring or masturbation is basically self-gratifying behavior. It's entertainment. So it really has more to do with dopamine. So when you engage in any kinds of activity that involve incentive to do something and reward, incentive, action, reward, even if you're watching a movie with the suspense that's happening in the movie, that's triggering the dopamine. Okay. Video games are especially good at that. They trigger some kind of motivation, and you work really hard to level up, right? And then you reach the level and say, cool, and then you get the dopamine rush, right? If you keep doing that a lot, then you're producing a lot of dopamine. Fine, your body can do that. But what happens over time is the number of dopamine receptors go down, because your body is saying, "Oh, you're making all this dopamine. I guess you don't need as many dopamine receptors to stay motivated," and the number of dopamine receptors declines, which means now you need more dopamine in order to feel motivated, because dopamine is a motivation hormone. So you can see what happens if you're super addicted to pornography and masturbation. Then that could also be part of what decreases the number of dopamine receptors,
I don't like
and
blunt pill.
basically hampers your motivation. Okay, so you got a double whammy there. It's like, first of all, if you're already ejaculating a lot, it's like, well, I guess I don't need to generate a lot of wealth because I've already made it, right? And the other thing is, well, and now I don't feel like doing anything because all the pleasure seems to come to me so easily now. So there's not a lot of motivation, you know. Okay, so that's probably what's really behind this idea of semen retention. It's really more a matter of being more disciplined and not participating in gratuitous behaviors very much. So I'm sorry to say it, you know, those old conservative values about not seeking much pleasure, not engaging in hedonism, there seems to be some value there. Yeah. And it really doesn't have much to do with masturbation. Sorry. So, have fun, masturbate.
Protection can mean shielding those you love. It can also mean opening up a future of possibility. This is your kingdom. Protected.
Wasn't you just trying to diss me the other day, like yesterday? Like, didn't you say all I do is smoke pot? So what do you want?
Fiercely. Mutual of Omaha.
So, if human beings are capable of masturbating, especially if they can engage in masturbation to practice magic or mystical techniques, do they actually need to have a sex partner to do that? Obviously not. Okay? For a man, is there anything special about a woman that's going to provide something that he needs in order to engage in sexual tantra, mystical practices, or magic in general? No. No, there really
That's not what you said. And I'm not about to go back and forth with you because that's not what you said.
isn't.
And that was years ago. That was like 2020. So what are you talking about? That's why I'm not your friend.
And same thing for a woman. Okay, so a woman who is going to be doing mystical practices that involve raising sexual energy, she does not need a consort or a man to do that. Okay. Masturbation is enough. Okay. So one of the blinds is that, well, women are sort of made of negative energy and men are made of positive energy.
Who the hell said
And
that?
they need each other in order to carry off some kind of alchemical.
Are you stupid? That's why I'm confused why y'all be talking and running your mouth when you don't know shit about stuff. I went to a university. Maybe you should go talk to all these other bitches that's going to fucking community college. I went to a university. So what are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, stop talking to me. You should have just left me alone. Just leave me alone.
Orgasm, right, in order to make magic happen. Simply not true. Because the negative and positive, the male and the female, whatever you want to call it, the active and the passive, we already know those exist inside each one of us. Okay, so this feeling of being incomplete without the other present, that's an illusion. Okay, it doesn't mean you don't have sex, but it means that feeling of lack you're getting doesn't really require you to go out and get that thing you're lacking.
My phone's on 2%, so I'm gonna have to charge it in a minute.
In order to feel complete. I think we already knew this, didn't we? Okay, and yet kind of listen to the biology and say, no, a man says I need to have a woman, or the woman says I need to have a man, and then I'll be okay, right? No, as we know, once you find a mate, you're still not okay.
Yeah, I'll be
You can get
back.
pretty tired of them pretty fast sometimes, right? And because they're not
Then
providing
just
what
charge
you
my
thought
phone over there.
you were going to get from them, and then of course you're left to your own devices again, whether you're with or whether they are still there, or whether whether you're divorced now or whatever, you're like,